Hey, here we are for another funnel review. So we're going to look at this from called The Edge. So it's a mindset masterclass. So this was the ad I saw on YouTube. It was about a 1 minute ad. It was somewhat interesting. I don't know if I would have clicked on it if I wasn't going to review it. But anyway, let's take a look at the landing page. So here we go. Okay, and then that takes you right to here, this landing page. So we'll just scroll right through it. It's not very big. Here we go. He's got a video and then some copy, a large photo, some more copy, call to action, and then he's got this CTA here. Okay, so let's take a look at this from top to bottom. Okay, so number one, he's got the branding, so that's good. You want to have like some kind of branding so people know you're kind of legitimate because there's a lot of sketchy things out there. Okay, so he calls out the audience. Attention businessmen and high achievers over 40. Okay, so he made it very, very clear. This is who we're looking for. This is who we talk to, who we cater to. Okay, so that's beautiful. I mean, that's a great way to just kind of get your audience to really kind of tune in. And you want when you anytime you're advertising, you want people to identify with 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 what you're saying, right? So when somebody says businessmen and high achievers over 40, all those people in that bucket will be like, oh, that's me, and they'll pay attention. So you really, I mean, almost, I would say, vast majority of ads that you write or have written for you, you want to have this. You want to call out your audience. You want to say attention, you know, do-it-yourselfers or attention women who want to lose weight or women who want to be entrepreneurs or something like that. Okay, so you always want to call out your audience, and it's not always easy on like you can't necessarily do it on a lot of social media networks, but you can do it on your page. So okay, so we got the branding, we got calling out the audience. Now the big headline, and usually most people they're gonna read probably the headline first, and then they'll move up and down from there. But okay, let's take a look at this headline: the proven framework to sharpen your edge to dominate business and life. Okay, like I said, the ad wasn't very long. It was only 1 minute, and it wasn't that enticing. I mean, it talked about people, having an edge, getting your edge back. Okay, so this headline just really just doesn't really lead you into anything, right? It just says it's not even. I don't even. Is it even a sentence? I mean, but usually you want to say how here's discover the proven framework to sharpen your edge to dominate business and life. So you want to say discover, because then people are like, oh, okay, you're going to tell me about that, and then that leads them into the copy. But when you just say the proven framework, you just okay, fine, it's the proven framework. Yeah, great. What else is in it? Like it doesn't lead people into the copy. Okay, so you want to say, how to use this proven framework to sharpen your edge and to dominate in business, or how to get this proven framework. So if you say something like that, how to get this proven framework, when you put the word this instead of the, people are going to be like, oh, okay, what are you talking about? They're going to tune in. They're going to be like, what's going on here? So you want to say something like, get the proven framework, get this proven framework to sharpen your skill. But it's just the proven framework. I don't know who wrote this, maybe AI, I don't know. Okay, then it says, without wasting time on seminars or self-help books that don't work. Okay, I mean, it's nice and tight, but I think it's a little on the strong side. I would say maybe on seminars and self-help books that haven't worked for you, that may not have worked for you, or may have failed in many ways, or something along those lines. I mean, it just flat out to say don't work. I mean, you're putting a lot of people into that bucket. You're saying every Tony Robbins event and every whatever ClickFunnels, Russell Brunson event. All these events, all these books, and all never helped anybody. Like you're absolutely saying you've completely wasted your whole life going to these seminars. Because if I was remotely interested in this, I would probably shut down. I'd be like, you know what, that you're just telling me I just wasted a whole lot of time on seminars. I would soften that and say, without wasting on seminars or self-help books that often leave you empty or something like that, that often leave you unfulfilled or not working or needing more or whatever, something along those lines. Because you're just saying they just don't work. Okay, let's go to the next line. Okay, I like this. It says, watch this 4-minute video to get started. Beautiful. So that's like you couldn't say it any better than that, right? You get the arrow pointing down. So like, where is this video? Down there. And then watch this video, this 4-minute video. So you're very clear and then to get started. So when I play the video, you're gonna see that there's no there's no time indicator showing you how long the video is, and all you can do is stop it. I mean, I guess you can pause it, but you can't like go fast forward or rewind or anything like that, which is, has its own negatives and positives on that. I'm not really going to judge whether it's working here or not because I don't really know. But anyway, let's play it, see what he has to say. So you come here, you see this, okay, and then most people are probably going to play the video anyway, first thing. But so here we go.
Every man will eventually lose the edge at one point in his life. He will experience a time of uncertainty, doubt and fear, and even guilt and shame. When a man loses his edge, he loses his sense of purpose and even his mission in his life. He's unfocused, he constantly procrastinates, and eventually sabotages his business and his relationships. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs and CEOs with this problem, and there's one pattern that continues to show up constantly that causes a man to lose his edge. That pattern is waiting too long to ask for help. In my TEDx talk, I share how the statistics show that entrepreneurs and businessmen are 4 times more likely to fall into deep depression and even have suicidal thoughts compared to women. And less than 3% of men ask for help. That's because we've been conditioned to do this alone. We're conditioned to feel weak if we ask somebody else for help. We don't even like asking directions when we get lost in a gas station. What makes you think that we're going to ask directions when we feel lost in life?
Okay, pretty good, interesting. I guess my only thought is that, when when somebody says, watch 4 minutes of it, I think people's perception of time may be a little warped. So they may think, the reality is this, one, they may have even made this video longer than 4 minutes. I mean, I only played not even a minute of it, but, so this video, and that's actually either happened in actuality, or it was my perception that it was a lot longer. Without having a little timer. So I'm not really sure that would be it's a benefit to not have that on here. It's not that kind of video that's really kind of pulls you in. Anyway, but he's got a lot of good authority images in there. He's having the TEDx talk, and he's standing in front of a bunch of like his students, coaching students. All right, so and then we go to the CTA. So all right, let's just say you're all driven by this and you want to get into the masterclass. Okay, so here we go. So fill out the form to unlock masterclass. Okay, I like this. What I like about this is that now you're making, okay, number one, you're making a micro commitment, right? So now, and then people like to answer these kind of questions, right? Because like if the first thing that comes up is what's your name and email, people are gonna hesitate to like, oh God, do I need to really be on another email list? Do I really want to give them my real name? Do I really want to give them my real email? It's kind of there's hesitancy. It's like, I don't know if I want to. But here it's just like asking you a simple question. Let me go back. Asking you a simple question. So which category best defines you? I don't know why there's a little asterisk there, but um, anyway. So entrepreneur, meaning you control your income. Makes sense. Executive or manager, people report to you. Okay. Employee, and then that just defined. I guess that would be self-evident. So you could say you're employee, um, you're an executive. So this is really good in terms of like UX design. It's like you click one, and then it takes you right to here. So now you've already made that micro commitment. It's like Dr. Cialdini talks about. You follow through. You feel like, well, I've already done this, I better follow through. Okay, so let's just put, whatever, this name. And then I'm going to put, I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do the rest of this. Okay. Anyway, so let's go back through the rest of the page. All right. So we got that. That was the CTA. So I think the CTA on this, the actual form that we're talking about, I think that's like an A plus in my book. I mean, I think this is a really good, anytime, you can do something like this to get them to make just some simple gesture, like simple, and then people, and not only that, not only is it just like a micro commitment, but people feel like you're talking to them. They're like, well, I just defined myself, and they're going to think, well, maybe I'm getting something special, right? Maybe I'm getting a master class just for entrepreneurs, or maybe I'm getting a master class just for executive or manager or an employee, and which you may or may not. I don't know how much effort they're going to put in making a different master class. Okay, so let's go back to the actual button. So get instant access masterclass. Okay. All right, and then they got some proof elements, entrepreneur Forbes, and I don't even know what that is. It's kind of funny. I mean, I guess this guy is being totally, well, I thought he was TEDx. I thought he did TEDx or so. I mean, that's some real honesty there, because he's like, well, I've only been in these three things, so I'm going to only mention these. I mean, most people just bullshit, and then they just line it up with all sorts of media and stuff like that. But good for him. Sometimes if you're not even, it's so like, I don't know. I just see it all the time. I'm not really sure how much of an effect it has, but I mean, I think if you have a lot of them and people actually do see you on there. Anyway, so here we go. Let's go to the next one. So you built the business, you provide for your family, but at what cost? That's a really good point, because I think most people who are in that category of high achievers over 40 sacrificed a lot, right? So there's a cost, right? They sacrificed. There's a cost. So I think that's a really good kind of question. At what cost? Not sure the placement of this. It's got a picture, and then not really sure what is leading to. I mean, I guess I'm kind of nodding my head, but okay. So stress and anxiety and burnt out are creeping in. You've tried everything: seminars, self-help books, even meditation apps, yet deep down nothing changes. Okay, that makes sense. I think people have tried a lot of those things. I would say yet deep down, instead of nothing changes, I say things stay the same or something along those lines. I know it's the same thing, but I'm keeping it like a positive kind of spin on it. Okay, so you can feel it. You're losing your drive, but you can't admit it. Yeah. You numb the stress with distractions, alcohol, porn, scrolling. You know you should be doing more, but procrastination keeps winning. You fear losing what you built, your business, your family, your health. Okay. You don't need another mindset hack. You need a battle-tested framework to forge mental toughness. Okay, so join the free masterclass and discover The Edge Mindset Framework, top entrepreneurs stay sharp under pressure. Okay. Why traditional self-improvement advice fails and what actually works. Okay, I like this one's. I like this. Um, I mean, I guess it's yeah. I mean, you got to be like a little more like I don't know, like it's just very generic wording. It's just very generic wording. Okay, why traditional self-improvement advice fails and what actually works. Okay, I always like this when you say, okay, this is the bad thing. This is not working, but I'm going to tell you what does work. Um, and then the 3-step mental shift to eliminate stress, stop procrastination, and take back control. All right. So sign up for the free masterclass and start your journey to a life filled with purpose, balance, and true fulfillment. Don't give your business your all and your family what's left. But I like that. That's something I've not heard before. I mean, it's definitely true, but because I read a lot of these sales pages, but that's like something different. I don't know. I would highlight that. I'm like, don't give your family your business all, but your family, and then your family what's left. I mean, and I would expand upon that. I mean, it's like, oh, how many marriages are going to go through? How do you really want your kids to regret their childhood for the rest of their lives, or really get like hit home to what is really going on, to really pouring themselves into their business, but they're not taking care of what they need to take care of. Okay, so learn how to give your full energy to everything you do without crashing and burning. Yes, don't wait. Transform your life and business. Okay, like I said, this one's pretty good, but everything else is kind of like, eh. Are you ready to find your code to the edge? I don't know. I don't know. Am I ready? I don't know. And then this code, it's like code. I mean, now this word, like it's a new word that I'm just starting, like it hasn't been really used anywhere. I think if you're going to do something like that, you should probably use it throughout, right? It should be like, this is the code. You got to get the code. Da, 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 da. Find your code. Like what code? Did you send me a code? Was I supposed to get a code? I don't even know. What about like what code? So you got to be careful about words you use and how you use them. Overall, I mean, there's nothing really, strikes me as like I really want to do this. Like I'm not really sure. Like, see, when you have an event, you got to come up with like whatever. Like this is the problem that a lot of businesses have. They're scared to give away like their secret sauce or what they're so special about them, because they want to they go, well, if I give it to you here, you're not going to go to the next. You're not going to watch the master class. But if you don't give me anything, you give me nothing, then you're not going to arouse any feeling that I need more or I want more of you. I mean, it's just very, very bland. It's just there's nothing makes me want to like what I mean. And here's another thing too. It's like, okay, this master class, like you're selling me. What you're really selling me is the Edge framework. This is what this whole sales page is kind of selling me, the kind of the framework, but you're not selling me the master class, right? Like you gotta just do one step at a time, right? I mean, you could say, look, this is how I help these entrepreneurs over 40. This is how I help them, and in my coaching or whatever, and we do all this big thing, but that's not what we're doing. That's not what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna take part of that whole thing, and I'm gonna teach you this one thing. I'm gonna teach you, I don't know, how not to procrastinate. I mean, you talk about like I help all these people, I do all these great things, but this masterclass is 7 steps on how to not procrastinate and not have anything unfinished for the rest of your life. Like That's what you need to be, like specific, and take a part of your whole thing and compress it into, it's like it's a lead it. And then, you know, at the masterclass, you go, well, if you found value in us telling you how not to procrastinate, you're going to love everything else we've done. That's how you do it. That's how you get people in. That's how you get leads to become buyers, okay? But not just being so bland and just general. I mean, this is so general and bland. Like I get that you help a bunch of people, but I don't understand. But I haven't been sold on why I should go to this masterclass because I'm going to be honest with you. Most people who go to these things, well, most people who are, the vast majority who are on this page already been to one of these things. And they're like, oh, it's probably going to be some sales pitch, and they're going to tell me da 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 da. They're not really going to tell me anything. It's just a lot of blah 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 blah. And I don't, quite frankly, I don't want to waste my time. And especially with the audience you're talking about, these people are busy. They're high achievers. They're businessmen. You got to sell me on the class, right? Sell me on the class, not, it's like going to Amazon, right? Amazon, they sell you products. They go, buy this book. Okay, buy this product and buy this. They don't sit there and go sell Amazon. They go, we're Amazon. Come to Amazon. We're at Amazon. Now that you're here at Amazon, we're Amazon. Buy Amazon. We're so Amazon. No, they selling you a product, and this is like, you got to sell the masterclass as a product, right? This is what we're selling you, the masterclass. What's in the masterclass? And I mean, you're not telling me. I mean, first of all, this is more like the, people call it empathy copy. Is this like, this is how you're feeling? Okay, great. But it doesn't say anything. I mean, except for this, but the framework, it's just all very but you're telling me the whole framework of the EDGE mindset framework. It sounds like that's your whole teaching thing. The three, okay, I mean, here it's a little specific, the 3-step mental shift to eliminate stress, procrastination. Okay, here's a little more specific, but I would just, this whole masterclass would be 7-step, procrastination method, or I mean, like, this is what we teach. This is this whole thing, but this is the one thing that is really gonna be worth you. You're gonna walk away with something. Like, I don't get the feeling I'm gonna walk away a better person, right? I feel like I'm gonna walk away with maybe somebody trying to sell me something else. This is interesting. Stanford, Connecticut, USA. That's right down the road from me. So I don't get like, that's like, I'm gonna walk away with anything meaningful and valuable other than, more like, it's like a brochure, right? Like, this is the difference between direct response copy and then like a brochure. A brochure just kind of goes blah, 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 blah. Direct response talks about one problem you're going to solve by responding and getting this thing, right? You got to get specific on what specific problem. And it could be many, many of your things. I mean, Ryan Deiss talks about this all the time as far as having like a tripwire. He goes, you have all these, you get this whole thing that you sell, right? Like a coaching program. But take one part of that and make that your tripwire. And the tripwire, for those people who don't know, is like a real cheap thing. It's like $5, right? Or $7. It's like but it's a very specific thing that people are like, oh, wow. I could actually walk away with something like that. I could walk away with this. I don't believe, I mean, unless this thing's like 11 hours, I don't believe I'll get anything valuable out of it. I mean, I'm going to learn the whole framework, and then you're going to tell me, this whole, I mean, this sounds like this would be already an hour. I mean, I know I could talk 2 hours on why that failed. I mean, I just don't, nothing's really grabbing me here. And then find the code. So anyway, I don't want to belabor the point. I want to wrap this up. It's not a huge page. I do like this little opt-in feature here. Ask the question. That's very important. If you could do like a quiz or something like that, and so get people to kind of lean in and pay attention a little bit more, rather than asking like, "What's your name? What's your email?" I mean, people are used to it, but they're also kind of like they're not falling for it either, right? Okay. See you in the next one. Thanks.